We usually have reviews like after our game, like we just talk the game out. And this time around, like the review got heated up.
Yeah.
Ever since then, like now we're doing the review the next day. Oh, we're ready. Okay. Wait, let me
take your time.
Let me get pretty.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
You know that's gonna be in there. You're always pretty. You know what? You've lost weight. Last interview, I remember. I'm gonna show up a picture of last interview, and I remember being like, "Man, that beard's not hiding anything."
Oh shit! Like you could like my chin.
Yeah. Your neck looks really good now.
I lost 5 pounds.
See?
But that still puts me like around 5 pounds more than last year.
Oh.
That's not a good look.
Yeah, well, last split. That's what I'm saying. Last split.
No, last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm 5 pounds less than last split.
Right. I remember last split you were working.
Yeah.
And then we slow start to spring, and then now the Cloud9 workouts have been back.
It's actually been like the injury that's causing me to like, I don't know, do more in workout. Like,
why?
Because I'm like doing all the.
So why don't you tell people what injury you have? They don't know.
Oh yeah. Sorry. So I got tackled by fly sharks.
Coach of FlyQuest.
Coach of FlyQuest, and he like so anyway.
I was the closest person to you guys.
TLDR is he fouled me, and then I fell poorly. So I don't know how to fall because I am a nerdy gamer and I don't play sports that much. So
because he doesn't normally fall, he's the one that's usually tackling others. That's what happens. I see it.
That too. And I just put my hand, instead of like just falling on my shoulder, I put my hand and then my shoulder dislocated. And then I still tried to stay, like before I even, like since I didn't fall all the way, I tried to like stay up, right? And then I also like twist my ankle, then put my hand down, then like dislocated my shoulder. It was so cringe. It was really bad. Yeah.
I'm glad we can laugh about it now because so I'm not sure if you remember, I was the closest one behind you guys. I was behind you guys. And so me and you were on the same team. Alex had the ball and he ran by me. And then you guys, he kicked it by you. It was kick and run.
No, but he always does that.
Yes.
So I was ready for him to like kick and run.
Yeah.
But he's bigger and faster than me.
Yes.
So the thing is, what I did was I like leaned into him and then I started running already.
Yeah.
Because I know he was going to do that. And then he kicked the ball and ran, and I put my body in front of him.
He did.
And then he went behind me and like tripped me as he was running behind me.
Yeah, they did like a F1 car swap.
Because he's so much faster than me, obviously.
And then they like clipped legs. It looked so. It would have been a foul in a game, but it was so unintentional. Alex is such a big guy. There's times where he like runs into you, and it's like, ugh. That was not one of them.
He clipped legs on me. Like it was just like when someone trips you for fun. Like as you're running. Yeah.
Honestly, when you went down, I was like, oh, that's so unfortunate because I really thought Alex was just gonna kick it and run by you and muscle you out.
Yeah,
and he didn't.
That's what I expected. So I like. It was bad. And I mean, the worst part is like when he tripped me, I should have just like fallen on my shoulder or something, like swam into the field and called a foul or something. But instead, I like tried to stay up. We do that too much, I think. Like,
you
we should
just go down and call a foul.
Yeah, exactly. We should do that more.
I
learned my lesson.
It was the pride. It was like you're not going to get out hustled by out coached here.
Yeah. It was a coach ego thing.
These are the types of things that happen at soccer. The mental part, the tripping part, like that happens sometimes, but the mental part is what I love. How does that kept you in shape? Like what? So that's the injury. What, the rehab?
Yeah, just rehab. Like
Okay.
I've been doing, just like a lot of biking and rehab for my, ankle, and also like trying to get strength on my butt because I was having like a hip. I still have it. Impingement. And then like just my shoulder, like a lot of like shoulder movement. I mean, compared to you, probably not that much exercise.
No. I have a dislocated shoulder. Like I know that one. You do a lot of like external rotation, internal rotation. And you have to do it this way. This one sucks. That one's so bad. It just feels like my shoulder's about to like rubber band out or something. But
just hope really I can swim at some point, like freestyle swimming.
Yeah. Nice. I think so. Just not against the current, like against the rough waves. That's tough. Sorry fans that were here to hear all the Cloud9 like strategic analysis to start. Mithy's a human. We got to check in on him. All right, time for the strategic analysis part. You guys are dropping games. What's going on? I mean, you won today. You beat 100 Thieves, but this whole split, it's been another split where Cloud9 has been the best team or one of the best teams, but it almost feels like all of you guys are not satisfied with how this split has gone in terms of results or how you've gotten the results.
Yeah, I mean, we are always striving to be better, so it's very hard to be satisfied.
Sure.
We are dropping games. It's also best of ones, but there are times where we're just not showing up, and I probably think we would have lost like a best of 3 against the team. It's just hard to say with it's just very unlikely that you don't drop a game.
Yeah.
But yeah, like also the current system makes it very hard not to drop a game, because of the 3 game a week, little practice, new patches, things just get very random.
Yeah.
And we're like adapting, within the week and stuff. So, I mean, it's just been a little bit of that. But yeah, I think we're like sloppy. That's the TLDR, I guess.
What's the fix here? What's the cleanup? Like, because now this is now a whole year that you're reigning champs, right? Last summer, this past spring, and now going up into summer again. How are you going about trying to fix these things and shadow box? That seems to be the term that a lot of your players have been using to guess against better opponents.
I mean, we're losing to the opponents that we currently have, so I don't know about the shadow boxing thing, but we just we just have to stay open-minded, talk about like what it is that we need to work on, try and find, like as coaching staff, we try and find patterns within all of the chaos, all of the games, all of the random mistakes and stuff, and try to create systems of them to try and prevent them in the future, or create like a more consistency. And it works at times, and other times it doesn't work. And it probably will get better closer to playoffs because we will be playing on the same patch for longer. Like, for example, I think next week or even just this week, we might lose tomorrow to EG, I don't know, but I do feel like we have the potential to do well in a best of 5 the more we play on the same patch.
Sure.
Which is what's important to us,
Yeah. One way that you get better are changes. And you guys haven't made massive changes now, and for a while, since you've made the decision to put in M&S back in last split. But even then,
we have.
What?
We changed our whole coaching staff from split to split.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah,
so there was the changes with what was it? Corey / Selfie moved on. Who else? Who else is?
Armeo, he's doing okay right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know. I was just joking. He's doing good. He's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? That's all subtraction. Has there been addition?
Tails as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's been addition. We have Errol. He was like the old EG coach.
Rigby,
exactly. Yeah. And then Duffman. He used to work with me in G2.
Yep, G2.
He was the world's G2 part of the world finals G2 squad and stuff.
How's that changed the approach that Cloud9's taking, and partially the approach that you're taking, or is it now just making it more along your vision?
I'm just trying to cover like certain areas that I, don't do or don't do well or can't do because of time or effort or whatever. Like, it's just a mix of like knowing what my weaknesses are and what I want to focus on, and then trying to find people that can cover, and help as much as possible. And it's just like an ongoing thing.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong, was Duffman analysis? Like, was he more of the stats guy for G2? I don't fully remember.
Yeah, so Duffman, he's like he's not the stats guy. He's he uses the stats.
Got it.
Yeah, we have a stats guy. That's why I'm saying.
Oh, okay, got it.
So
sorry, Cloud9 stats
Julian.
guy.
That's Julian.
I'm sorry, Julian.
Yeah. Huge shout out to him. But yeah, so Duffman, it just works with Julian to provide like to use the data to provide like information for us, for our team, for our opponents, and then he also helps a lot with like pattern recognition and trying to find ways to change things that will make us better.
Yeah.
Like he's like strategic coach,
Yeah.
I guess, like in the big picture, I guess. But every title means different things everywhere. So
Sure. When last interview I had that really struck me was the one with Sven after you guys lost to Golden Guardians. I think it was Golden Guardians that you lost to. Was it? It was last week.
Yeah.
First day of last week. What's it like when you're with a team full of vets and they go out and they lose, and they know already? But how do you go about like structuring the breakdown and the analysis of that day? Is it hammering it home? Is it asking why, or is it saying this is what we did, and let's not do that? Like, you know, like
that's funny. So for the Golden Guardians game, I was like so mad because we did like a lot of things that were just bad. Like I was also mad at myself because the draft wasn't optimal, and it was just not good. And we had we had an actual shot at like winning. And anyway, I think it was that game that I was really mad about. But we had we usually have reviews like after our game, like we just talk the game out. And this time around, like the review got heated up.
Yeah.
And yeah, ever since then, like now we're doing the review the next day.
Coaching for however long, and now it's like, no, we're gonna review tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's part of the evolution of this. So
things are always changing, you know.
Yeah.
Like so, yes, like it's not always easy to answer your question. Like it's not always easy. It's not sometimes not easy for myself because like sometimes I'm also stubborn. Like I've been doing this for like 10 years, right? So sometimes I have a way, and in league, it's never been about like I might be completely wrong and it might be different with other coaches, but like you don't just go with like the way the coach says and that's it. Like the coach has to show you why that's the way, or you have to kind of buy into the idea. I mean, I think it's the same with every sport in a way, you know. And but the thing is, the ideas are always changing, and things are always being different. Other people, other regions are doing different things, and like sometimes like one person thinks is right, the other person thinks is right, and things. Anyway, now we're doing the review the next day to answer your question. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about American football coaches. They're it is very top down. A lot of American football coaches can't do what their players do. When I think of like soccer football coaches, some of them can, but you know, there's only so many runs they can do. Maybe they can show Pep probably can show his old VODs of him playing with Barcelona, but not necessarily that way. I wanted to tackle and dive deeper into that unique thing about coaching in league and maybe in video games of like, you need to be able to show them because you have the resume, you've done all these things as a player, many of these things as a player, and now I've done them as a coach. You're constantly having to re-show everyone like this is how you do it and this is why you do it, and not that you can do it, but that you have to show them. They can't just believe you.
Yeah, you have to explain things regardless who it is, like, and go through the thought process. It's not like, oh, you do this and shut up. You know, like that's not really how it works, at least not in C9 or any team that, I mean, if I was when I was playing, that was like 6 years ago, if a coach told that to me, like that disaster would have struck. So
we've heard stories here in North America about some coaches or leaders of organizations that do that maybe you might have been a part of. Just throw that out there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just
so yeah, like it does. So you want to explain things, and you want to also debate, bring up ideas. Like it's more of a like I have final say, but not really on like the strategic part. Like I come up with ideas, I show videos, you know, like Duffman does a lot of work in that. Like he presents patterns from other teams, ideas that we can, you know, take for our team, cover some of our weakness, or, you know, but at the same time, like I make final calls on more like if I really don't like a draft, or if I really want to like something with the schedule, or something with the, like just how the linear progress of the team is going, you know, like if something is not right, like then I'll that's where I step in. But for the process of like getting better, it's like a team thing. I just bring up what I see from the outside, which is usually more, since I'm not playing the game.
Yeah,
it's just like, you know, the people that play the game also have to understand what I'm bringing at times.
Right. You know, they can use 100% of their awareness on their lane or their responsibility, and there's a whole bunch more that's still there.
Yeah, so I kind of like have to put everything together, or be like, oh, I'm frustrated because this like I keep getting ganked.
Yeah.
Jungle diff, you know, and then like we have to go and see like, oh, is it actually jungle diff? Like, what can you do different? Like, and then find a solution and help them find a solution, which they could probably find themselves, but that's why.
Yeah, it expedites the process.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the insight on some of the challenges that you face, not only coaching in general, but coaching this year. We need some answers on the Blaber Angle, because now I've had 3 players corroborate that there is a Blaber Angle, and Blaber has now denied it. But 3 players is a lot. Once is a coincidence, twice is like, that's a lot. 3, you can run the story.
Yeah.
That there's a Blaber Angle, that Blaber does not shower after the Cloud9 workouts that we've heard are legendary. Other players on other teams that used to be on Cloud9 talk about the workouts. What do you say?
Okay, so there's 2 different things. The Blaber not showering after workouts, that's a thing. Like, if the players have a problem with that, they can bring it up to me, and I'll bring it up to Blaber. If they feel uncomfortable, hopefully they don't feel uncomfortable just bringing it up to Blaber, obviously. So that's like, it's whatever. And then the Blaber Angle thing is just a meme that kind of started with, as far as I'm aware, it started with Blaber playing Olaf. Because he would get into like a lot of really bad situations where he'd just like go in 1v5, and then he'd like gore drinker and like heal up to full HP and kill everyone.
Yeah.
And then he'd like go, that kind of like snowballed into him finding like really angles where everyone's like, don't go, please, you're inting, and then it would work out. Okay. Sometimes. So then when he would start going, then someone else would just meme like, oh, Blaber Angle, and then you just follow him. Otherwise, he'd like be upset at you after the game. He'd be like, why didn't you follow me? Like, there was an angle here. And then they're like, yeah, Blaber Angle, yeah.
So Blaber Angle is used for a lot of things, but now it's being specifically used for one thing that obviously coach will take care of if it's a problem.
Yeah, so it's mostly in-game stuff. Like, if he sees an angle, then you just follow him. Okay. And sometimes the angles are not good, and it comes with finding really good angles, right? So,
all right, there it is. That was a very roundabout way to answer that one, but I accept. Mithy, again, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of D-Gon Esports. And it hasn't always been easy getting my thrills since I'm a one-man band doing everything here. So to get my thrills, I get them from Trolli gummy worms. They want nothing more than for you to bite into their delicious, sour heads and bodies into pieces. Personally, I like the raspberry blueberry flavor. It's really good. You should go ahead and get your own. Check it out and get the mind-warping, tongue-twisting sour thrills only at Trolli.com. I hope that everything heals up, and congrats on the win today.
Yeah, maybe 2-3 weeks. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll keep you updated here on D-Gon Esports if Mithy makes it out to the field again. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.
That was very PC for Blaber.